Hello everyone, this is Jem from Data Finance. Welcome back to our channel. We are with you on 20th of January intraday analysis. On this video, we will cover indices. So what's happening in these features and then how they are trading at these days. We will talk about them. Right, before we starting, I just want to discuss some issues. Yesterday, U.S. Official Secretary Anthony Blinken has flown to Ukraine, and they have just discussed the further escalation between Russia and Ukraine. After this visiting, Blinken has made some speeches and it affected the market so negatively. We will just see that effect in US market charts especially. All right, let's start with DAX index. All right, on this chart, as you can see here, DAX is just trying to hold up its gains, because I'm saying this wrong, because compared to US markets, DAX still high, and you see it has tested 16,300 levels, and from that level it has tested 16Ks and 1575s and 750, sorry. And from these levels, it's just trying to go up and test 16K again, but it's not being successful on that attempts. The main reason is the conflict between Russia and Ukraine. German side is trying to solve the problem with diplomacy, so they are ignoring right now to send military equipment to Ukraine, sorry, and this is keeping DAX index more higher compared to other indices. That's one thing happening right now in DAX index. They just see that Germany is just being more supportive, more neutral in this context. But if that war breaks out between that European Union countries, especially Germany, will be affected so much, and then there will be some sanctions and they will suffer. Both sides will suffer more, but Russia will suffer more apparently. All right, this was Daxness. So what we can expect for the coming days? Actually, if these problems are solved, we may see higher levels, at least another trial of 16K in DAX index. Reason is mainly ECB is still printing money, and then they are supporting the economy, and this is making the possibility of rising further. Fed is just trying to just tighten the market with rate rise, but in European Union this is not spoken yet. That's why we may see higher levels of the market. Even we may see switch from Nasdaq and S&P to DAX index. This is also a possibility. All right, let's look at Nasdaq. Let's look at it.
You are ready to win with us. GAN Market.
All right, let me just get into details some. On Nasdaq, we were telling that yesterday is a day of earnings, and Bank of America, Morgan Stanley, and United Health Group, PG, all the PNG, all these companies have published their earnings, and all were positive. So from the beginning of the day, it has risen, and it just came closer to critical level of 15,400. But then Senator Anthony Blinken has started to talk about the Russia and Ukraine issue. Then everything just turned to negative, and then it just tested and really low levels of the recent weeks. And as you can see here, it was trying all-time highs, but right now it is just testing almost 2 months low level of that one, even more than that one. Just the last time when we see this level was at October. So from October, mid of October, and we haven't seen these levels. October, November, December, getting into the end January, and we see these levels. So it's a sharp decline. And also 10-year bonds yields and 1-year bond yields are also another factor in this decline, because fixed income, it was in negative territory for the recent months because of the high inflation and a no return in that low level of bonds. But right now they are just getting close to positive territory, and then these people are just expecting Fed will start rate rise in March, and then at least 3 times this year, and also quantitative tightening will just make it more, market tightened and inflation go down. Bond rise will be more valuable. That's why people are switching on that side as well. This is also another scenario. But if we just hear more good stories in Russia, and then if just because the US side is more involved in this scenario. They say they will support Ukraine in any way. Already, President Biden, by the way, yesterday they just told that they have supplied worth of $600 million of weapons to Ukraine. That's another scenario, and we will see. We will see in the coming days. But as long as this conflict goes on, the risk in the market will be higher, and then in the riskiest times, people don't spend money on stocks. That's the reality of the world. All right, let's look at our last chart, which is S&P. All right, we are on the chart of S&P. As you can see, the similar scenario of Nasdaq is happening in here as well. So it's all about the earnings. So the S&P companies as well started to publish their earnings of the fourth quarter, and this is just affecting the market in a positive way. Just look at it. Just this similar scenario happened on yesterday. It was just testing almost 4K 600 level, and from that level it has been just fallen because this pitches was just so hard. Yeah, they were not trying to find a solution. They were just threatening Russia with more sanctions, with more other things. Even they said Russia has no chance against dollar. They said this, so this is also making things complicated. That's all about it. As I said, this is right now the really low levels, and we have seen that level in December, S&P 500 correction, and that was a correction within the market. And after that one, we have seen all the time high levels, but right now we see these things, and if we, right now still we have hope that these problems will be solved and we will see high levels. And monetary policy of Fed will be critical on this time. And next week we will just be hearing the monetary policy of Fed officials, and after that we may just take a breath, because in February there is no FOMC or any Fed important thing, and one last time we may see a rebound on markets. Thank you so much for watching us. We will be together in afternoon analysis, more charts, more news. Have a nice and profitable day. Bye.